Hi students, I'm sorry, I feel like that second recording was so rushed at the end and I didn't want to rush this because it's important that you understand how to do it. So I'm going to take a few minutes just to go through and talk about this blank citation and literary device graphic organizer and explain it to you. But this time as I explain it, I want to talk with you keeping in mind the Cask of Amontillado by Edgar Allan Poe. Okay, so again, on the very left-hand corner, we're looking at our literary device or element, and we have our focus literary devices and elements listed down below here. So we're thinking about theme. And the next point we're going to be looking at is your assertion or belief to prove the element or device. And so in this case, it would be to prove theme. Okay, so you want to think when you're just reflecting about the story after you've read it, you want to start thinking about some topics that come up as you're reading that short story. So you're going to do a bit of brainstorming. Okay, so some of the topics that come up as we read the Cask of Amontillado are revenge. That's the big one, right? Because in the very beginning we hear how Montresor is seeking revenge on Fortunato. So that's the biggest one. Manipulation. Trust in humanity could be another one. Let's think here, what else could be another one? Secrets, because we hear at the end of the story that he hasn't shared the secret with anyone for 50 years, right? So those are some topics. Trust in humanity, revenge, manipulation, secrets. You're probably going to come up with some on your own, but those are just some of my ideas that I'm thinking about. So whatever your assertion or belief is about Poe's message about one of the topics that I just mentioned or a topic that you have in your own mind is what you're going to put here. Okay? You're going to put your assertion or belief. After that, then down below, like down more towards the bottom, whoops, I guess it's not going to let me, but down below, in the same box, then you're going to craft your own theme statement, just like I did in the example in the second recording for The Most Dangerous Game. So your theme statement, what is Poe trying to tell us about whatever topic of choice you choose? What's Poe's message about revenge? Or what is Poe's message about secrets? Okay, and you're going to make your statement down below here. Then you need to make sure that you are able to pick out a significant quote. Okay, a quote that will prove whatever you're saying here. And whatever you're saying here has to be tied into to the theme, to the device, okay? So you can see how this ties together. So when you do find a quote that proves whatever your assertion or belief is, you want to make sure what's said. This is where you're going to put your quote. Who says it? The speaker of the quote. And remember, if there's not a speaker, then you're going to be talking about the narrator, and then it would be Poe. And then where and what page on your PDF, or if you're using the blue textbook, what page does that pop up on, right? And then over here is where you're going to do your proper citation. So in the very beginning, you're going to frame it, right? Depending, Montresor states, or Montresor says, if that's who you're talking about. And then your quote, and then of course the page number with the parenthetical citation, just like we talked about. Okay, so you're going to do that for each one of these. And when you're thinking about mood, atmosphere, and setting, you can think about a number of different areas, right? We have carnival going on, people are dressed up, people are inebriated, or they've been drinking heavily, so they're confused. The costumes could cause some confusion too, right? You might not know who somebody is. In another portion of the short story, our setting becomes the catacombs, and you might think about how you would feel if you were in the catacombs. So there's some different opportunities and different ideas that you could use here as well. Verbal irony, remember, is when somebody says something but they mean the opposite. Dramatic irony is when we as audience members know something that a character doesn't know. Situational irony is the outcome that you're anticipating or expecting is the complete opposite. Okay? Foreshadowing is hinting at what is to come. And then symbolism, where something stands for something else, right? An example that we used in class is the American flag. It stands for freedom. So you might be thinking of, for example, Fortunato's name. What might that symbolize? And there's other areas of symbolism in the Cask of Amontillado that you might be thinking about as well. And then the point of view. And we want to question this. Is our narrator reliable? And if he's not, how do you know it? And if he is, how do you know it? So you would put your assertion here, whatever your belief is for each of these topics, and then the quote to prove it, and then you're going to cite it correctly here. Once you get this done, you'll be in good shape to put together your one-pager summative. Okay? If you have any questions, feel free to email your teacher or set up a Teams meeting. Thank you.